I don't know what's lamer, Solar or Holly Benton guitars.
Your name is lame. Wash. Starwind. F you.
I'm sure amp dealers and guitar store owners are losing money over Glenn's videos, so of course they're in denial.
You think they're in denial now? Wow, wait till you see what's coming up on the show. I learned something this year at Gear Street from a few amp manufacturers that I guarantee they are not gonna want me to share. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get updated when that video comes out. It's something I guarantee you're not gonna wanna miss. By the way, greetings from Stockholm, Sweden. We're hanging out here for a very special episode of SMG Viewers Comments. Got to give a great big shout out to Mr. Ola England. Thanks so much for appearing on the video. We got Joey over here, and I'm face tracking on me. There we go. And Joey is our head programmer over at Spectre Digital. Great guy. We've been hanging out this weekend. We're actually on our way to go grab dinner with Eric Arco, who's been a regular on the show. He's played bass on many things, done a bunch of compositions. Phenomenal player. Not exactly the sharpest knife in the drawer, as it were. He asked us to come here, so I booked a flight, and as soon as I hit the pay button, he said, "Oh wait, don't come, I've got a gig." And I'm like, "You asshole."
I saved myself like $2,000 by listening to Glenn's advice, and my new guitar is amazing.
Glad I can help. The best guitar for it isn't always the most expensive one. Keep that in mind, especially when you're looking at a new one. And if you get the chance, buy used.
Difference in sound with new pickups. Guitar? No. Bads? Yes.
Of course, comment by a bass player. Okay, bads, yes, wow. You know, the scope of the intellect of your average bass player never ceases to amaze. I think that should go on a t-shirt. What do you guys think? Guitar, no. Bads, yes. I think that might be fun. What do you think? Man, I don't know about you guys, but I love a great bads player.
Hey Glenn, this might be a stupid question, but what exactly does it mean a mix to translate when you listen to it outside your mix environment? What exactly should we be listening for when we go from system to system, giving our mixes a real world test?
What we want to do is we want to test our system to see if it'll translate. What that means is, you know, I used to print CDs, but now you can just dump a file onto a laptop, a tablet, phone, who cares? Just plug it into some different systems, whether it be your home stereo or your car stereo or your mom's car stereo. It does not matter. You just got to try it playing it on different things. So what this does is gives us a sober second look at what we're doing. So if you pull your mix out of your studio and you put it in your car and you hear the bass is way out of control, that lets you know you have a problem. Same if you play it on a different system and it's just all top end, that tells you have a problem as well. See, the thing is, we love to spend money on music gear, but we don't like to spend money on the important things like acoustic treatment. You know, because it's not sexy, it doesn't light up, it doesn't glow, so we really don't think about it yet. That's the really important stuff right there. So it's very, very, very important, if you have, especially if you don't have any acoustic treatment, to take your mixes and play them in places other than you've mixed to see if it'll actually work. Because the real world is a harsh mistress.
This is the only channel that the grandson, 4 months, gets transfixed with. We noticed when he was screaming, turning on any of Glenn's deucelet tones, calms him down, and he stares at the TV. When mom comes visiting, Nan always asks to put on the baby whisperer.
So I just like to pass on a nice message to your 4-month-old grandson. Quit crying till I give you something to cry about, you little bastard.
Hey Glenn, I've really been enjoying the more recent viewers' comments videos. As fun as it is listening to you rip into crybaby musicians, I've noticed a shift towards including more positive comments and questions, and it's great to see that not everyone who comments on your videos is a whinging arsehole.
Hey Gavstar, I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for noticing. And that's one thing I've tried to consciously do over the last few episodes, is I just got thinking, you know what, maybe I could actually try doing some good with this show instead of just making fun of people. So I do appreciate that you've noticed. This next guy, however, might not have got the message. Let's get to the butthurt of the week. Okay, wind up for this one. This one's kind of lengthy. This is from Alder Smoke 1, and he is extremely butthurt.
I used to really like this channel, but it's turned into pure negativity. I'm not even saying Glenn's wrong. He's absolutely right when it comes to professionally recording high-gain guitars, which is a super narrow subset of the world of guitar playing, but within it, he's right. However, he's apparently decided to double down on being a toxic dick about being right, and that's bullshit. And sure, it drives clicks, but it's still weak as hell. I'd tell him he could catch more flies with honey, but he'd probably piss in the honey. Dude, you have good information that solidly backs your point, but if being an insulting ass is the only way you can get enough clicks to support yourself, it must not be that relevant to the majority of players. You know, the guys who are actually leave the studios and bedrooms and gig through real amps on real stages, which is still most of us.
So you're gigging on stages and playing real amps? Dude, that's really amazing. I'm guessing you spent a lot of money on your amps. You might not be so happy about some of my more recent findings, and that's understandable as well. But dude, you are absolutely on point. I totally agree that people should probably get the hell out of their studios and, go experience things. I mean, like, yeah, sorry for being a total loser and not doing that.
I've had both. Kept the Soldano, sold the Valve King. Sorry, you are so wrong on many levels. The player does matter.
Hey, you know what? You are absolutely correct. I was so sorry I was wrong on so many levels. Thanks so much for including a link to the test you did verifying all your claims. Oh yeah, right, that never happened.
17 minutes. That phone shot doesn't look bad. I don't see anything here that makes me want to spend $200+ on a camera instead of using my phone.
So you're fine with spending $1,500 to $2,000 on a phone for that camera, but you won't spend $200 on an actual camera with a large sensor to give you professional grade photography. Okay, I'm glad we've got that straight. Let me guess. You've got no acoustic treatment in your mix room and you're probably playing vintage 30s just like everyone else.
When it comes to photos, I have a feeling the bands are too idealistic very often. It's about the music, man, not the images and things like that. Of course, they're right, but they try to reach people, and this happens to be on a marketplace, and all marketplaces or touch points, as you call it, marketing decent image, video, etc. You have to understand that your band is a brand. A brand needs promotion, and you cannot promote your music with music alone. You have to be out there doing interviews, promoting videos, engaging with fans, stand out, and so on. If your corporate identity does not stand out, it will be very hard for you. Simply said, everything you do should make you stand out, otherwise it will simply not work in the long run.
Yeah? Well, wait and see, man. My band's different. We're gonna break the mold, man. You wait and see. We're gonna conquer the world. We're gonna be the best thing you've ever seen. Because my mom said so.
Glenn, what do you think about having instruments in the photos? When I was in a band, we'd have the guitarist holding his axe, the bass player holding his bass, drummer with a pair of sticks, and I'd have nothing. I just thought it made more sense than just seeing four guys standing there, but that seems to be the trend, having no instruments in the pics.
Take it you're the vocalist. I mean, you could just do what all vocalists do and stand there with their dick in their hand. Seriously though, it really doesn't matter. I'd say try both, see what you like. It's not like memory cards are expensive. Try a few different ideas. I had the exact same issue with a photo session I did with the band a couple years ago. I wanted them to try a couple different costume ideas, and I caught some flack from the guitar player. Oh, that's not really what we're about. And it's like, I understand that's not what you think you're about, but we just don't know because nobody knows who the fuck you are. So I got an idea. Try a couple of different ideas. Take a bunch of pictures and then put them out, compare them, and then you can make a final decision on what you want and how you want to present yourself to the world. There's nothing wrong with trying different ideas.
Woke up and said, wow, I am tired of this voodoo believers musician wanting to waste money on gear they don't need. What other sensitive group of bitching nerds can I piss off now? Ooh, camera nerds. And then this video was born.
The video that the guy's talking about is called Why Bands Are Too Stupid to Bother Taking Photos. It's all about it's about the music, man. It's not about the image. And why bands should spend time on taking photos. But the crux of that was, I wanted to show you guys 3 different cameras you can get for about $200 to about $250 from about 10 years ago that produce completely amazing images. And they're super affordable and they're super easy to work with. And the whole point is you don't have to spend a lot of money to get great band photos. All you gotta do is just be willing to put in a little bit of time. That's all there is to it. And stay the fuck out of the graveyards. And all you guys going, hey Glenn, where's your hair? Where's it? Yeah, I still got it. The big question is, let's see what your hair looks like at 54.
The tone's actually that good. Everyone's using them. Should I order a couple? Have you tried the Mojotone BV30V? I'm not 100% convinced with my V30s. They sound great in some applications, but I don't find them versatile at all.
Okay, I absolutely adore the Mojotone speakers. The BV30Vs are kind of their take on the vintage 30s, so they're not gonna be all that different. They're gonna be a little different, but it's more variations on a theme. My personal favorite are the BV25Ms, which is their take on the greenback, but they don't sound like greenbacks, which is really cool. Alex Lifeson's using those in his Lurks cabinets, so if you need any verification on that, yeah, go ask Alex. I think sure he knows a thing or two about recording guitar. Might have done a couple of records you've heard of. Now, my personal favorite is the BV30H, which is absolutely phenomenal. I use that in most of my demos at this point, and that's just become my go-to guitar speaker because it just sounds different from everything else out there, and it's killer. But don't take my word for it. Go check out the website, mojotone.com. And they're not even paying me to say this. I'm just saying it because I like what they do.
Tone? There's no tone in death metal. I love watching dudes pushing a PV5150 with a tube screamer.
Hey man, if you like watching dudes with 5150s, that's absolutely fine. Myself, I like watching Peter Coulson and all his photography advice and him shooting gorgeous models. I've recommended him before. I'd recommend him again, especially if you want to learn some stuff about shooting models and photography and all that stuff. Absolutely amazing show. I'll have links to that channel in the description below.
Hey Glenn, first off, I've loved your channel since it started, playing guitar for a little under 10 years. I've been wondering, what would be better for a metal setup between a 2x10 and a 1x12 setup? I'm tempted to swap out the single speaker in my combo Bugera V22 sick pedal platform for a dual 10s, but I haven't found any other place that goes into as much deal as your channel has been doing for a good chunk of time. Thanks, and fuck you to the moon, Glenn.
Okay, that's actually a really cool question. So you're mostly going to encounter 12-inch speakers in metal recording, but I mean, keep in mind, one of the secrets to Brian May's tone, the sound that Steve Vai could never replicate, Brian May was using a dual concentric hi-fi speaker for his tone and a custom-built 1-watt amp in the studio. Crazy setup, gave him a super unique tone. The smaller speakers are pretty interesting. I've got a 4x10 Laney I need to review at some point. I think it's gonna be really cool. And our buddy Max Cochet from Germany, he's been experimenting with some 10-inch Jensens and just been getting some absolutely spectacular results with them. So 2 10s can be really cool. I remember plugging into a Marshall 4x10 way back in the early 90s and just being utterly blown away by the sound I got. So I haven't worked with any 10-inch speakers in the studio. It's something I desperately need to do. So all I can say is, dude, just please make sure you're subscribed. I will get to it. I think it'll be a cool episode to do, especially if you want to break out for the ad nauseum vintage 30 modern metal sound like everybody else thing that everybody's doing right now. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing something new. Just don't put it on Facebook because everybody will fucking jump on you for trying something new. They really don't like it when you think for yourself.
What's your go-to pizza in Windsor? I heard Windsor pizza is among the best in the world.
Hey, great question. Yeah, actually, that's one of the few really good things about Windsor, Ontario, other than the fact that we've got fiber optic internet. Yeah, we do have some spectacular pizza, and it's hilarious. When big American chains come into Windsor and try and move in, they usually don't last very long. Papa John's only lasted about a year in Windsor because, well, let's face it, they make shit pizza. If you are in the Windsor area and you want to try something really cool, yeah, it's just slightly off topic for the usual stuff here. But if you are in Windsor and you want to try something out, I'd say check out Armando's or Capri, or if you want to go into a sit-down restaurant experience, go to Sam's by the University. That's fantastic as well. Yeah, you really can't go wrong in Windsor with pizza. Just stay away from the big chains. Go for the local shops. We've got a couple of very small local chains, and they're all simply amazing. Now, it is kind of weird. I've always said that Windsor's kind of like the town where hope goes to die. But in the case of our pizza, yeah, it's actually pretty spectacular and totally worth checking out. All right, that's it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching, guys. From Stockholm, Sweden, I just wanted to give a great big thank you to Ola England for hanging out. Joey Fairwood, how do we pronounce your name?
Fairwood.
Yeah, okay, I can't say that. For hanging out as well. It's been a lot of fun. And yeah, we're about to go get dinner with Eric Arco if he ever shows up. Fucking bass players. And yeah, that's it. All right, that's all I got for you today. Now fuck off. And of course, my personal favorite is the hair in the face. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I haven't really worked with any 10 inches. Let me rephrase that. We finally met up with Eric Arco. He finally showed, here he is.